In today's breaking news, a groundbreaking development has emerged that could change the lives of millions of American retirees. Senator Bernie Sanders has achieved what many thought impossible, securing a historic increase in Social Security payments. If you're concerned about retirement security or know someone who depends on Social Security, this video is a must-watch. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay updated on critical policy changes that affect your financial future. The campaign for expanded Social Security benefits has reached a pivotal moment as Senator Bernie Sanders, longtime advocate for seniors' rights, successfully pushed through legislation guaranteeing $2,000 monthly payments plus an additional $459 supplemental benefit for eligible retirees. But what does this unprecedented victory mean for the average American senior? How will these increased payments transform the lives of our elderly population who have struggled with rising inflation and mounting healthcare costs? Let's examine the details of this transformative legislation. The new law represents the most significant expansion of Social Security benefits since the program's inception in 1935. For perspective, the average Social Security recipient currently receives approximately $1,500 per month. The increase to $2,000 represents a substantial 33% boost in base benefits. The additional $459 supplemental payment brings the total potential monthly benefit to $2,459, a game-changing sum for millions of seniors living on fixed incomes. But how did Sanders manage to overcome the fierce opposition that has historically blocked similar proposals? The victory required a masterful display of political maneuvering and coalition building. Sanders successfully united progressive Democrats with moderate Republicans by demonstrating how the expanded benefits would stimulate local economies in both urban and rural districts. The senator presented compelling data showing that most Social Security recipients immediately spend their benefits in their local communities, creating a multiplier effect that boosts small businesses and creates jobs. The funding mechanism for these increased payments has been carefully structured to ensure long-term sustainability. Unlike previous proposals that relied heavily on deficit spending, this legislation includes a modified payroll tax structure that ensures the program's solvency for the next 75 years. But what makes this funding approach different from past attempts? Sanders' team incorporated a graduated payroll tax increase that primarily affects high-income earners while protecting middle-class workers from significant additional burden. Critics initially argued that such generous benefits would be financially unsustainable. But how does the math actually work out? The new funding model eliminates the current payroll tax cap, which previously meant that earnings above $142,800 weren't subject to Social Security taxes. By removing this cap and implementing a modest increase in the payroll tax rate for incomes over $400,000, the program generates sufficient revenue to support the enhanced benefits without compromising its long-term stability. The impact of these increased payments extends far beyond simple financial relief. How will this extra income affect seniors' quality of life? Early projections suggest that the enhanced benefits will lift more than 5 million seniors out of poverty. For many retirees, the additional funds mean no longer having to choose between purchasing prescription medications and paying utility bills. The supplemental $459 payment, in particular, is designed to offset healthcare costs not covered by Medicare, addressing a critical gap in senior healthcare coverage. The implementation timeline for these new benefits has been carefully planned to ensure a smooth transition. Starting next quarter, current Social Security recipients will see their payments gradually increase over a 6-month period until reaching the full $2,000 baseline. The supplemental $459 payment will be phased in during the following quarter. But what do retirees need to do to ensure they receive these increased benefits? The Social Security Administration has established a streamlined process requiring no additional paperwork for current beneficiaries. The legislation also includes provisions for future cost of living adjustments, COLAs, that better reflect seniors' actual expenses. How does this new COLA calculation differ from the previous method? The updated formula gives greater weight to healthcare and housing costs, which typically constitute a larger portion of seniors' budgets compared to the general population. This change ensures that benefits will maintain their purchasing power more effectively over time. Looking at the broader economic implications, how will this massive increase in Social Security benefits affect the national economy? Economic analysts project that the additional spending power given to seniors will generate significant economic activity. When millions of retirees have more disposable income, local businesses benefit from increased consumer spending. This economic stimulus effect is expected to create an estimated 1.4 million new jobs over the next 5 years. The victory also represents a significant shift in the national conversation about retirement security. For decades, discussions about Social Security focused on cutting benefits or raising the retirement age. How does this new legislation change the paradigm? Instead of treating Social Security as a burden to be minimized, the Sanders legislation reframes it as a vital investment in both senior citizens and the broader economy. The impact on individual retirees' lives cannot be overstated. Consider Maria Rodriguez, a 73-year-old former teacher who has struggled to maintain her independence on her current Social Security income. How will the increased payments change her daily life? With the new benefit levels, Maria will be able to afford both her heart medication and the necessary repairs to her home's heating system, choices no senior should have to make. The legislation also addresses the unique challenges faced by different demographic groups. How does it help reduce retirement inequality? Special provisions in the bill provide additional support for widows, disabled seniors, and those who spent years as unpaid family caregivers, groups that historically have received lower benefits despite their contributions to society. The bill's passage has implications for future generations as well. How does this expansion affect younger workers' retirement prospects? By strengthening Social Security's financial foundation and demonstrating that generous benefits are sustainable, the legislation provides greater certainty for millennials and Gen Z workers about their future retirement security. The victory has sparked international attention, with other countries closely studying the U.S. model. How might this influence global retirement policies? Several European nations are already considering similar expansions to their pension systems, suggesting that the Sanders victory could inspire a worldwide trend toward more generous retirement benefits. The role of grassroots activism in achieving this victory cannot be understated. How did public pressure influence the legislative process? Millions of phone calls, emails, and peaceful protests from seniors and their supporters helped convince reluctant legislators to support the bill. This demonstrates the continuing power of organized citizen action in shaping national policy. Questions remain about potential future expansions of the program. How might the success of this legislation pave the way for additional reforms? Sanders and his allies are already discussing proposals to lower the Medicare eligibility age and expand coverage for dental and vision care, changes that would complement the increased Social Security payments. State and local governments are also responding to the federal legislation. How are they adapting their senior assistance programs? Many states are redesigning their supplemental benefit programs to better coordinate with the enhanced federal payments, potentially creating additional support for their elderly residents. The legislation's success has implications for the broader political landscape. How does this victory affect the dynamics of future policy debates? The bipartisan support for the bill suggests that when proposals directly address voters' economic needs, traditional political divisions can be overcome. The implementation process involves significant technological upgrades to Social Security's administrative systems. How will these improvements affect beneficiaries' experience? The modernization includes new online tools for tracking benefits, estimating future payments, and accessing support services, making the program more user-friendly for seniors who are increasingly comfortable with digital technology. Looking ahead, what milestones should we watch for as this historic change takes effect? Key dates include the initial payment increases, the rollout of the supplemental benefit, and the first adjusted COLA calculation under the new formula. Each of these steps will provide insights into the program's effectiveness and impact. In conclusion, Bernie Sanders' victory in securing enhanced Social Security benefits represents more than just an increase in monthly payments. It signifies a fundamental shift in how America values and supports its senior citizens. The combination of the $2,000 base payment and $459 supplement will transform millions of lives while strengthening the broader economy. As we continue to monitor the implementation and impact of these historic changes, one thing is clear: the future of retirement in America looks brighter than ever. Remember to subscribe to our channel for ongoing coverage of this developing story and other important policy changes that affect your financial future. Hit the like button if you found this information valuable, and share this video with friends and family who need to know about these important changes to Social Security benefits. Leave your questions and thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear how these changes might affect you or your loved ones.